Kasubi Royal Tombs, it's a burial ground for the last four kings of Buganda, and it is a World Heritage Site. It's 2001 UNESCO site. Now, this is the only place where we buried more than one kings, because in the past we used to bury each in his own house. Again, the four kings who are buried in this place, they are buried intact. We never cut off their heads like we used to do in the past.
Oh.
In the past, we would cut off the head and bury the head separate, because people in the kingdom believed that spirits moved in straight lines. So
Straight line?
Yes, right from the guards' court to the main tombs, you'll notice that the road is straight.
Oh.
That spirits are free to walk in and out.
Okay.
There is nothing like an obstacle that can stop their movements. But all this was told to Mutesa I, the king who established this palace. He said, I know spirits are very stubborn. I beg not to cut off my head for that reason. So he was buried intact. Even the three that came after him begged to be buried in the same way.
But
All
is
the
he,
four.
did they put the medicine so the face is still okay? Like, Egypt?
Yeah, the kings, as we go inside, I'll explain how they are embalmed, how they are mummified.
Oh, okay,
They have a
mummified.
special material
Okay,
in
okay.
the kingdom.
All
So
right.
let's the tour start from here.
Okay.
It's always cool.
Cold?
They are cool, especially on hot days, and a little bit warm when it is cold outside. So the temperature inside is the opposite of the outside, and the shape comes from a basket. This looks like kind of a tiny basket. We use local materials. The reeds, people mistaken them with bamboo, but these are reeds that come from elephant grass. It's not bamboo. We use tree barks, and the rings are made out of the palm fronds.
Palm frond.
If you know the palm trees,
Yes.
the fronds are beaten, we get the fibers, and on top it is spear grass that works as thatch. All these are got outside Kampala, because now Kampala city is expanding, and sometimes we have to drive more than 100 miles away from the city center looking for these local materials. The type of wood is light wood, and this is Macadamia lutea, strong wood. Now, this house, it serves as the main entrance to Kasubi, and in the history of this place, this was the first house on the site. It has some areas which are original. The black four rings, they are from 1882.
Wow, more than 100 years.
Yes, and those we make sure they don't fall off. Falling off would mean performing some rituals, and the rituals can be quite expensive. So we try to maintain them.
Why is it black?
Yeah, the black over the time. In the past, they would even smoke the
Oh,
house. When you smoke, it helps to lose the moisture. When you smoke, the bugs can be killed. That may destroy the thatch. So over time, the color to change from the natural to kind of black. There are two hereditary guards in this house. The principal guard stays on this side.
the god.
The guards, like gatekeepers, security people,
Oh,
and is from the mushroom clan.
mushroom
Yes, the mushroom, and then the assistant is from the buffalo.
here?
The one from the buffalo who stays on that side.
This
He
side.
came when he was only 16 years,
Oh,
and he has been here for the last 84 years.
so that's his house.
He sleeps here.
Oh, what's the toilet?
But this one, he outside here.
Outside.
So he only sleeps here, being that this is a God's house,
Ah.
and then he has to always be here.
Where's his
Need to
family?
keep- Yeah, he has a family in the village, but the family does not, of course, fit in this room.
Yeah.
The old man is here. He made 100 years, and
Is he the god?
he was young. Yes.
The
He
mushroom?
has a robe.
Mushroom?
He has he's from. No, this one is from the buffalo.
Oh, buffalo.
The one from
Hello.
the mushroom is the principal guard.
I see.
But he has a whistle, he has a rope, he has a rod. Always prepared, just in case.
Does he have a gun?
No guns. We
No
are
guns.
using traditional. We use local weapons.
I see. Oh, interesting. So is it a hereditary job?
Yeah, the position is hereditary. He's away, his son takes over. He's away, the grandson takes over the family's position.
Oh. Wow.
And they're not forced to do this. They are proud.
Yeah, it's a privilege, right?
It's a privilege.
To be a guard. Yeah.
And he represents a very big family and a
Oh.
clan.
Can he speak English?
No, he can only say, "How are you? How are you?"
Oh.
Something
What
like that.
language does he speak?
He speaks Luganda. That's the language of
Luganda.
Yeah,
I
Luganda.
see. How about the guy in pink?
There's the guy in pink is my colleague. We work together here.
Oh, a guy. He's a
So
tour guide.
if it wasn't me, then we'd take you
I
along.
see. Okay. Interesting. Yeah.
Okay. So the name of this kingdom is Buganda Kingdom.
Uganda. Wow.
People, we are Buganda.
Buganda.
The language we speak is Luganda.
Luganda.
One person is Muganda,
Muganda.
and we are found in Uganda.
Uganda.
The country gets the name from the kingdom, and this is a kingdom that started 800 years ago.
Ah.
So in a period of 800 years, we have been led by 36 kings,
36.
father to son, and the first son never becomes a king. If you're the first son, you become the head of the family, and it is not automatic that the second son can be, but from the second we choose the best prince, and that becomes the next king.
The one with the qualities.
Yes, the kingdom has got a parliament where the chiefs sit and discuss the choice. But you find that the one with better qualities, and again, willing to accept the role of leadership, that one becomes the next Kabaka.
Where is the king living now?
And the king stays at a place called Banda. Banda Palace is about 10 kilometers away from Kasubi Tombs.
Oh.
And he lives in a modern private palace
Oh.
along Juga Road.
Oh. Okay.
And now, the title we give to a reigning king is Kabaka. Kabaka means the king of Buganda.
Kabaka.
And when the Kabaka passes on, he becomes Sekabaka. Sekabaka means late Kabaka.
Okay.
And every Kabaka in this kingdom of street go set up his own palace. Normally, Kabakas chose tops of hills for security purposes. And they chose hills near Lake Victoria. In case of invasions, they would be able to escape to the islands. And where the Kabaka stayed, that hill could be turned into the capital of the kingdom. So this place, it was once a kingdom's capital, but for only 2 years, from 1882 to 1884. And when this Kabaka died, he was buried inside his main house. So this was his last palace, 1882 to 1884. Now from here we are going to the main house,
Okay.
and you expect to see the biggest thatched hut in the whole world.
Wow.
Its kind.
That's why it's a World Heritage Site.
Please take care. The external diameter, it is 31 meters.
31.
And when we get in, we'll see the internal height is 9 meters. It's really huge.
Is that the one that was burnt in a fire?
Yeah, it burnt down on 16th March 2010, and this has been under restoration.
Ah.
We are almost 98% done with the work. A
Okay.
few things are remaining, like the finishing part.
Yeah.
On both sides, we have got houses for the wives.
The wives.
The king had 84 official wives,
84. Wow.
127 children.
That's a
We
lot.
still have the number 84 symbolic widows. Now, this is a place where you find a lady of about, let's say, 40 years, and she tells you that she's a wife to a king who died 143 years ago.
You mean the
Yes.
green?
The one in green. And it's a bit confusing It's a bit confusing until you sit down with this lady and she gives you the story.
Oh.
So at the end of the story, you come to realize that she's a descendant number 5 or number 6.
Okay.
Right from the original wife.
I see.
They can marry outside. They have husbands and children. They only come here for at least a month and they stay inside. Like this is January, and next month we are going to have a new group. And whenever they switch, we call it a new moon. We celebrate. When they're here, they perform most of the rituals. They teach young ones our culture. When you find people in this place, it becomes a living heritage, a living monument. So through these ladies, we have managed to safeguard this heritage. Now, for those who have grown up among the symbolic widows, they resort to staying here for the rest of their lives. And when they die, because they have a strong cultural attachment to the kings, we bury them behind their houses.
Wow.
So they are king's wives, and there are some people's wives outside. But when they are here, they belong to the king. Even their husbands outside do not visit this place.
Ooh.
When they are here, these husbands are told about the kings, that the wives belong to the kings, though they are descendants.
So the wife can marry more than one?
Yeah, there's a culture, symbolic widows,
Oh, symbolic.
who lost their, who are representing the original wives.
I see.
So life can still go on, but outside this place.
Okay.
Is he not feeling well?
No, he's
Okay.
he will look himself. Yeah, it's okay. He's like that.
So we never had compound grass here. We would only sweep and clean, because every day was a party during the king's time. But the whole place today, it is 64 acres of land.
I see. I can see somebody is there.
Yes, those are some of the actually grandchildren of these symbolic widows who do not have any royal blood in them. And the women are royals by succession.
So they stay here every day or only come?
They stay here every day, but it's only that men do not sleep in the palace. For the children who are above 10 years, they have to sleep outside.
I see.
In the evening, they have to go home.
Is there a toilet inside?
No, they do not have. The toilets are outside.
Outside, I see. Wait, so this one, is it a tomb or is it
It's
a palace?
It's a tomb. It was once a palace, but when the king died, it was turned into a burial place.
I see. It's huge.
It's huge. It's huge.
Yeah, I like it.
I'm going to show you. Let me draw this and show you how the original house looked like, because this is a new one.
Okay.
And the original of 1882, it was conical. It was sharp, a V shape like you see this.
Yeah.
And in 1938, one of our kings ordered for its reconstruction, so they made it a dome. And the one of 1938 version, it's the one that burnt down on 16th March 2010.
Okay.
So the kingdom decided to go back to the 1882 version.
Okay.
So if I am to draw something, the original, it was like this.
A triangle.
Very sharp, yes.
Like a pyramid.
Then in 1938, they made it a dome.
Why did they change the shape?
It was in 1938, one of our kings, he added modern materials like concrete. He put a steel frame and a sliding door. So somehow they changed the shape. But the internal height, because inside it's like a basket, remains 9 meters.
Yeah.
And again here, still it remains 9 meters.
Oh.
And this is like a cooling area.
So 9 meters is a special number, is it?
Yes.
For the king.
Yes, even the people who are going to work on the house, they have to go in a boot camp for at least 9 days
Oh.
for the cleansing and purifying themselves in order to work on a king's house.
I see.
The 9 days are very, very important. So you find many things in the nine.
Why is 9 significant to Ugandan people?
No, it's only in the Buganda kingdom.
I see.
Yes. If you are to work in the palace, if you are to work on a king's house, you have to go in a boot camp for at least 9 days.
Wow.
For purity.
Yeah. Like the Chinese like number 8.
They like number 8.
Yeah.
So in Buganda it's 9.
9. Yeah. Interesting.
So it's a new house and we haven't yet trimmed, we haven't yet shaped the entrance like what you saw at the main entrance. So
you have to bend down to go in.
Yeah, you bend down, the Buganda will make you bend a little bit.
Yeah, to show respect.
Technically, yeah.
Yeah, it smells nice. It smells fresh.
And the thickness can be almost a meter.
Oh.
So if we are to redo the roof on this one, it may take us about 8 to 9 years. Then it has 2 layers, bigger layers. Then we go for the first layer on top. And then we'll do that. But it may take us 8 to 9 years. Yeah.
Wow, we have to take out our shoes?
Yes, but you'll here.
Here? Okay. Oh, there's a dog.
It's cool in here.
Yeah.
I mean, during hot days you will find these animals here. And every Kabaka would give a name to his house.
Yeah.
Mutesa number 1, he named his house Muzibu Azalampanga. And that means a king begets a king. Mutesa, his real name, he was called Walugembe. It's a royal name.
Walugembe.
And the people nicknamed him Mokabia. Mokabia, it means a torturer.
Torture, okay.
He later confessed and became a negotiator or a counselor. This is Mutesa.
Okay.
And that was the first Mutesa in the history of the kingdom. Now Mutesa I, he was buried in the house on 15th of October, 1884. And his son Mwanga was buried in the house in 1910. Mwanga, father to Daudi, or this Daudi Chwa II, he was knighted by King George.
Wow.
He participated in World War I and won very many British medals. He got one from Belgium. This is French. In 1938, this is the king, Daudi, who ordered for the Reconstruction on 16th of March, 1938. So he did not see it finished because he died in 1939. And the last Kabaka to be buried here is Mutesa II in 1971. Hello. He's the father to the current Kabaka.
I see.
Now, whatever you see here is at its best.
It's what?
Yeah, it's a masterpiece.
Oh, masterpiece.
Human ensemble.
Wow.
And this time we have used raffia and sisal. And there is a lot of concentration when it comes to this. Actually, it has been a season of perfection. If you're to produce for the king, if you're to work for the king, you must make sure that
he got the best artisans to do for him. Yeah.
Now there you'll take shoes off.
Okay. Wow, it's very cool in here. Very nice.
Sit on the mat, and our feet do not face that way.
Oh, okay. Face backwards.
You can sit on all those mats, but you'll fall a little bit.
Ouch. Okay.
So we are now in the biggest thatched hut in the whole world of its kind, and up it looks like a basket. Now the first 3 rings are for the Kabaka and the royal family, while other rings, they represent the 56 clans of Buganda. Buganda, we are a clan-based kingdom, and at least in one Buganda clan you find more than 100,000 people. People of the same clan do not marry to avoid incest. And the children, they take on the father's clan. They are paternal. It's only in the royal family where the child takes on the mother's clan. And out of the 36 kings that we have had ever since the kingdom started, at least 29 have come from different clans. which means no clan seems bigger.
They didn't dominate the political power. Yeah.
And clans have got totems or clan symbols. Mainly, we have plants, we have animals, we have fish, we have birds, insects, and if it is edible, members do not eat. So a very good example is people from the sheep clan. They don't take mutton. And the people from the grasshoppers, again, grasshoppers are delicacy. They don't eat grasshoppers.
Mushroom?
Mushrooms, again, they don't eat.
Oh.
Whatever is edible and members do not eat. Some people are lucky, they come from elephants, they come from lions.
Yeah. So they can eat everything.
They can eat everything because theirs are not edible. And the clans have got names.
Yeah.
They are names for boys and girls.
Yes.
Over 30 names are set for clan. And in most cases, when we hear the name, we can be able to identify one's clan.
Oh, what clan are you from?
I come from the
Monkey clan. Okay. But do people still...
Mine is, it's a red-tailed monkey.
Red tail?
Yes.
Oh.
And every clan, it has a special duty in the palace. When it comes to building a traditional palace, people from the Colobus monkey clan, they work on the roof. They provide the principal thatcher. And the interior designing, it has to be the leopard clan. So whatever you see here, the decorations have been made by the leopard clan.
Wow.
Clans have got chiefs who represent them in the parliament. And the Kabaka is the head of all the 56 clans.
Okay.
Sometimes we play football, we have a clan league. Of course, the best clan takes the trophy. The pillars are also 56, symbolizing the clans of Buganda. And these pillars, they are covered in the traditional cloth.
Bark cloth?
Bark cloth. It's the oldest fabric in the kingdom.
From the tree?
And we discovered it 500 years ago. We peel off the bark from the tree, fig tree. The species is Ficus natalensis. After peeling off the bark, we take it to a beam and we start marinating. So as we pound it, the material, it expands more than 4 times from the original size, and we can steam it for this good color. The color usually it's from cream to rusty brown. It is a strong type of a tree. The tree doesn't die off. Instead, it regenerates. So each time we peel off the bark, we get fresh banana leaves, protect the trunk, I mean the tree from direct rays of sunshine, and after 8 months, there is a new bark. The first piece is a bit hard, and starting from the second, they are supple. The material, when burnt here, it repels mosquitoes. When countrymen died, their bodies were wrapped in it. Even the kings are wrapped in this material. The material, it was served as money, like it was good for as a medium of exchange. And in 2005, UNESCO declared bark cloth an intangible heritage, then revitalized its production. We now export it to Germany, and in Germany they make car cushions, the seat covers in the Mercedes-Benz. They even make shoes and belts by the Adidas company. And in Israel they make a preservative known as fahamadite. It's quite amazing to see a tree bark transforming into a piece of cloth after 8 hours of pounding. Sadly, its consumers may not be able to know the process and the history they hold in their hands. But this is something special.
Okay.
Now, only members of the royal family can be able to cross over. They don't go beyond the portraits, members from the royal family. And the first Kabaka to be buried here is Mutesa I, putting on a black cap. Kabaka,
You mean this guy here?
Yes, he was Kabaka number 30.
30.
He was the last independent monarch.
He looks very young.
Yes, a Kabaka from 1856 up to 1884. There was no proper counting, and we are we're not sure when he was born, but between 1835 to 1837, and he was a Kabaka from 1856. to 1884.
What language did he speak?
Luganda.
Luganda.
Language, yes.
Oh, but do the 56 clans speak different language?
No, we are clans are bigger families, and they make up a clan. Then many clans they make up a tribe.
I see.
So people of different tribes, these are people who speak different languages, but people of the same ethnic tribe, they speak the same language.
Do they
So
wear the
Baganda, we
same?
are a tribe, but this tribe, when you break it, it has got 56 clans.
I see. Do they wear the same outfit?
Yes, we are Baganda. We believe we have the same origin, and then we have one king.
Oh,
We speak one language, Luganda. That's our language.
and the food is the same?
Yeah, our staple food is matoke, the green bananas.
Not Rolex?
No, actually, it is out of research that an average in Uganda eats more than 450 kilograms of matoke a year.
Wow.
And
Banana, right?
Yeah, the green bananas. The kingdom is blessed with 27 banana species. And these are grouped in 4. We have a group known as dessert. The sweet yellow bananas, the big ones and the small ones. We take them when they are yellow, when they are ripe. Then we also have the beer bananas,
Beer.
the type that gives us the banana juice. From the juice, we can use roasted sorghum flour as malt, as yeast. It ferments. Then we get the local brew, the banana
That's why I
brew.
told you, Lee.
This brew, we can distillate it and get a gin. The gin, we call it waraji. It's like vodka, 40% alcohol. Then we also have the roasting bananas, the plantains. We can take them roasted, we can take them fried, we can even make the banana crisps. And also, the last one is the matoke. The green bananas. The matoke is what we peel, steam, and mash like potatoes. Usually we take it with the ground nut stew.
Okay.
So this is what we call that, this is what we call food. You can give a Muganda every type of food minus matoke. At the end of the day, you ask him whether he has had food, and the reply is no.
No,
Because
yeah.
the matoke was missing.
The matoke.
We were young and we would say, these people have not cooked. Why? Because matoke was missing on the meal.
It's like in Asia, you must eat rice.
Somebody told me from, is it Thailand? That,
Yeah.
have you had any rice today?
Yeah.
It's a way of greeting.
Yes.
Are you okay? That
Yeah.
means, are you okay?
Yes.
So maybe it's in the same.
Yes.
Yeah, the rice.
I must try. Can you recommend a good restaurant?
Yeah, you
For
can go to
matoke.
you can go to 2K restaurant.
2K.
Yes, as we go back to the city center.
Yeah.
It's where we have the local food, the best local food.
2K.
2K restaurant before the traffic lights at Bakuli. So
How do you spell the restaurant?
2K,
Tuke.
like 2, yeah, 2,
Oh, number 2.
number 2, then K.
Okay.
Restaurant.
So it's good for the banana dish.
Yes, the local foods. They will give
Okay.
you even other types of foods like the yam, the cassava. Cassava, some people call it yuca or tapioca.
Yeah.
Tapioca. Then they will give you the sweet potatoes. They will give you, but matoke it will be on side. That's you'll enjoy.
Okay, we'll try it.
Ask him, is that a proper restaurant? Is it clean? Everything?
Very, very good.
Clean
Actually,
place?
it's
For tourists?
It's where
It's for
tourists
tourists.
go,
Okay.
and people who are really no classy people.
Everybody, it's for everybody.
Yeah, not everybody. I say people of class.
Oh,
Is it
it's expensive.
Not really expensive, but
Okay.
it's good food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's where you go and then you feel you are at
They
home.
don't take advantage of tourists, right? They don't take
No,
advantage.
no.
Yeah.
They charge the same. You look at their menu. You look at it's the same price.
Okay.
But they give you the best.
How far are they? Quite close by.
Not far from here. About let's say
On the way to the city. is it?
2.5 kilometers. On the
Oh,
way to the
okay,
city.
okay.
So on the way to
We
the
can take
city.
an Uber there.
Yes, you just put 2K restaurant.
Okay.
Yeah, it's known for that. They even have a branch in London.
Oh, what about
These are
Rolex?
Ugandan people.
Where can we eat Rolex?
Can I tell you, Rolex, you can find it anywhere And when I was still young, a young man, during my school days, this is where the word came from, Rolex. And we were from the field, I remember we were from the field. And then there used to be a gentleman making chapati, this chapati. But then he would have the eggs, okay? So you fry the eggs and then the chapati, and then you put the fried eggs on the chapati and you roll. But somebody came, he was from the north. You know, in northern Uganda, the way they speak, somebody said, I want rolled eggs, like rolled eggs.
So you eat.
So somebody thought the rolled eggs, but the way this man said, but he spoke back, he said, you want a Rolex? Rolled eggs.
Yeah, sounds the same.
Yes. And
So you eat what? Chicken, lamb, pork? What would you eat?
Here, we take everything.
You take pork, chicken,
yeah.
pork as well, everything.
If you're Christian, you can take pork.
Oh, I see.
Are you Christian?
I'm a Christian.
Christian.
And you?
He's a Christian. I'm a
I'm a
Buddhist.
Catholic.
Yeah.
So you're veg?
No.
Vegetarian?
No, I eat everything.
You eat everything?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, how are the kings buried? Are they buried underground or how are they
Yeah,
buried?
I'm coming to that.
Oh.
Like she somehow diverted me to the food stuff.
to Rolex. You're supposed to eat Rolex here. Roll eggs. Roll eggs. Yeah.
The rolled eggs.
Yeah.
Rolex. Yeah.
Are there many of the same restaurant franchise in the city? Is it, or you recommend the one down the road?
Yes. To me, I would go with that one.
That
Oh,
one.
K2.
Yeah.
K2.
Let's
K2.
try that banana mapote thing. Okay. Yeah. Sorry,
So
we
now,
interrupted you.
Mutesa 1.
Yeah. This guy.
Like I said, that he received the first European explorers in Uganda.
British?
Yeah, the explorers, British John Speke and James Grant, were in the kingdom in 1862. And the two explorers were in search for the source of River Nile. They found it in Jinja, that is eastern Uganda. He had another palace. Today it's where the Roman Catholics have their cathedral, Lubaga, which is about 4.2 kilometers away from here. And that is where Stanley met him in 1875. Through Stanley, the Kabaka came to know more about Christianity. And he wrote a letter to Queen Victoria in request for the teachers and missionaries to come and spread Christianity. But he was not a Christian because he had 84 official wives. In 1880, on Lubaga Hill, there was an outbreak of smallpox. And the Kabaka decided to shift his palace from Lubaga to this place. And here, he spent 2 years, 1882 to 1884. When he died, he was kept inside his main house.
Here.
This one.
Is it
Yes.
behind his photograph?
Yes, I'll explain how kings are buried because
okay.
it's a bit technical. And
Okay.
then his son Mwanga succeeded him.
His son number what?
Mwanga was about son number 4.
4. Oh.
And, because I told you the first son never becomes a king.
Yeah.
And Mwanga was a Kabaka from 1884 up to 1897.
All their crowns are different.
Yes.
Yeah.
When you look at these two, they are putting on like Arabs.
Yeah.
Because the first outsiders were Arab traders.
Yes.
As early as 1844.
Oh.
But,
Like in Zanzibar.
Yes. So that's a Turkish fashion.
Mm.
Though they were not Muslims. Then Mwanga, though his father embraced Christianity, he never liked it. And it was during his reign when the Christian converts were executed. They are known as the Uganda martyrs. The same Kabaka resisted against the British rule. And it all started in 1894 when the kingdom and the rest of Uganda became a British protectorate. He was demanding a lot to know the position of his kingdom in a protectorate. And sometimes the British could not explain it all. He then declared a war against the British rule. And this war, it lasted for only 2 weeks, of which he lost to the British. captured by the British in 1899 and exiled to the Seychelles Islands in Indian Ocean. On the African continent, whoever tried to say no to the British rule or colonialists, they would be thrown into the waters of Indian Ocean.
Wow.
This is where he died in 1903, and the remains were repatriated in 1910, buried next to his father. There we broke that old tradition of keeping each king in his own house. Mwanga was succeeded by Daudi Chwa
Daudi Chua.
at 1 year and 6 days. This time the British chose a baby because the father was a bit stubborn. Daudi became the first Kabaka to visit Europe. In 1913, at the age of 17, the boy King Daudi Chwa visited Italy, France, Belgium, the Netherlands, and Britain. He spent 6 months in Europe. He learned a lot. When he came back, he married only one wife in the church. So he was the first Christian Kabaka. His name is David.
David.
And
Oh,
we try to Africanize it. We call him Daudi.
Daudi. Okay.
Daudi was a very progressive Kabaka, very liberal, permitted Buganda ladies to start eating chicken and eggs. In the past, it was a taboo. Women were not allowed to eat eggs and chicken because it was part of the dowry, the bride price. The same Kabaka, he took a girl child to school. At times when we talk about women emancipation, it takes us back to Daudi, who empowered them through education. Because the first schools were mainly boys' schools. Girls had not been given a chance. Parents would cater for the boy child. But the moment he was in Europe and noticed that education was for all, he came back and he encouraged parents to take their daughters to school. In the end, the kingdom was able to produce the first medical woman doctor in Eastern Central Africa.
Wow.
Dr. Joseph, in 1959, she became the first doctor in the region. And she again became the first African woman professor in public health. She taught at Makerere University, which used to be Africa's #1. Daudi loved football, and in Uganda he formed FUFA, Federation of Uganda's Football Association, in 1924. We just celebrated 100 years last year. Daudi, in 1938, ordered for the reconstruction of this big house and did not see it finished. Died in 1939 and died of diabetes. He's also here. Now, the last Kabaka to be buried here is Edward Frederick George William Mutesa II, with a long English name. Son number 5 to Daudi. Born in 1924. And he was educated by the British in Cambridge University. He studied history and political science. He was in Sandhurst, a Royal Military Academy, and served in the Queen's Army, the Royal Grenadier Guards, which was a lot of exposure. Freddie came back to Uganda, and this Kabaka, he joined the struggle for independence. After 1950s, many countries in Africa, they were ripe for independence.
Yes.
Starting with Ghana. Ghana was 1957, and Uganda, we chose 9th of October 1962. The executive prime minister, Dr. Apollo Milton Obote, came from the north. When Britain was here, divided Uganda into 4 regions: Central, East, West, and North. And it was like that every region was to provide a leader. So when we became independent, the executive prime minister came from the north. And many other regions, they had to produce, leaders. In 1963, the king became a president. First ceremonial president of the country. But it seemed that these were 2 heads in one country.
It's like a constitutional monarchy. Yeah.
And having 2 things do not work out.
Yeah.
There was a lot of tension, power struggle. There was friction between the two heads.
Yes.
Eventually, the Prime Minister Obote, he ordered Idi Amin. If you have ever heard of Idi
Yeah,
Amin,
yeah.
he
The
was the army chief.
King of Scotland.
Yeah, the
There's a
last king of
movie.
Scotland.
The
Did you
movie
watch
about
the movie,
him.
The Last King
Yeah,
of Scotland? Yeah. So
Oscar awards.
yes, and I think Forrest Whitaker acted Idi
Yeah.
Amin.
Yeah.
So Idi was ordered by Obote to attack Mengo Palace, the Kabaka's palace, and this king narrowly escaped. He jumped over the perimeter, the wall fence, planned his journey to England, where he found exile. And he died in England in 1969. The Kabaka died celebrating his birthday. He was 45 years.
So young.
Yes. And up to now, we suspect he might have been poisoned
Yeah.
by Obote's agents in England.
Yeah.
And his body stayed in England for 2 years because Obote, he had refused to give him a state funeral. And in 1971, while Obote was away, Obote had left for the Commonwealth meetings in Singapore. Idi Amin declared himself a president. And the first thing he did was to bring back the Kabaka's body in order to appease the Buganda. So briefly, these are the last 4 Kabakas of Buganda buried at Kasubi Tombs. Today we have a king, and the king we have is a son to Freddy. The present Kabaka, he was crowned on 31st of July, 1993. In 1993, the sitting president of Uganda, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, he reinstated the monarchies in the country which had been abolished by Obote. And the Kabaka we have, this time he doesn't participate in any partisan politics. He's a Christian Kabaka. His name is Ronald Mutebi II. One wife. The same bloodline is a son to Freddy. And this year, April, we are celebrating 70 years. And the Kabaka is never old. We live 100 years, we continue to say young. Now, when you look at this house, we divided it into 2 bigger parts using the back of curtain, and one side we named it a symbolic forest. So
Symbolic
it
forest.
is in that private chamber where the real tombs are. So
Behind?
the kings are buried behind.
Oh.
According to Baganda, Kabakas do not die, they disappear. This is because the first 2 did not die 800 years ago. The first Kabaka went to hunt somewhere in the forest and never came back. The second went to collect herbs, the medicine. He got disappeared. When the third one died, it was hard to convince people that a Kabaka can die. What was in people's heads, the Kabaka disappears. So they created a symbolic forest in his house. So they put a big curtain like you see this, and one side they named it a sacred forest, where we are seated. They dug about 13 feet deep, then made a tunnel and pushed this king behind the curtain. The moment the casket crossed into the curtain, people said, the Kabakas now disappeared.
I
So
see.
They don't die, they disappear. The same applies
Disappear to heaven, you mean?
We are trying to show that there is life after death. Mainly in the African traditional societies, the deads were not dead. The deads were living deads.
I see.
So for the king and for the love we have for the king, we will always tell people that he has disappeared.
Disappeared.
So this is behind the curtain, that is the other world, the next world after death. People who can go there are the symbolic widows who can do they go behind and do the cleaning. But kings are down, they are underneath. And when the ladies are here again, they work as priests, because the same house, it serves as a temple where people come and whisper their wishes. Like just I've told you the stories of the kings, these last 4, people find
Healers.
out of the kings. Yeah, when I talk about Daudichwa, all the ladies will say, yes, this is my king. Why? You see how he empowered the women.
Yes.
And when I come to Christians, then they say Mutesa I, because he brought light when he invited missionaries in the country. Then Afrocentric scholars, they look at Mwanga, who tried to fight against the British rule, fighting for his own independence. Then they'll say he was a brave king. And then politicians, they look at Freddie being the first president of Uganda. So then they begin to whisper their wishes from there. Now, these ladies are supposed to sleep here, and their private rooms are already in place. 2 ladies sleeping on this side and 2 ladies on the other side. But at least each king has got a wife at a time. Now, you can see the kings are like, they are not buried in the real order, the right order, because we do not bury the son near the father. There is space between Mutesa I and his son, Mwanga. But when you look at the grandson, Daudi, Mutesa I, they are close to each other.
Yes.
The same applies here. Mutesa II, the first president, is close to his grandfather,
Yes.
Mwanga.
Yep.
Again, the ladies on this side do not cross to the other side. Even the ladies on the other side do not come this side. There is respect.
Oh.
They are like mothers, these are in-laws. It is very easy for your son to sit in the grandfather's chair. It is okay. But if, let's say, the husband sits in the father's chair, he has not respected the father.
Okay.
So these are like brothers. These are like brothers. They can stay together always.
Okay.
So the same applies here. There is respect, and we always go with that. It is, again, for the wives, if somebody is married, you take your wife not so close to your mother, because these 2 ladies are very important to you. If the wife, if there is maybe trouble between the 2, who do you have to,
side.
take important?
Yeah.
Which side did you take?
Yeah.
So it's better you
Keep a
they
distance.
They keep a distance. So the same applies here.
Yeah.
The ladies on this side will always respect each other to, prevent that.
Oh. So this was a palace and
It was a palace.
then became...
Then it became a barrio.
Sorry, where's the toilet?
The kings, no, they were outside.
Outside.
It will
Oh.
always be. In African settings,
It's always
the toilets
outside.
were always outside. And now, what is important here, we shall put back their regalias, the spears, the bows, the arrows, and the scepters, and shields. Then this part, the cement, we shall try to cover up with that grass, so that we cover up the modernity. And when someone comes in, he feels like he's back 100 years ago. So when we put grass on top, we shall put these mats.
So they also had their meetings here. Everybody sit. This is his.
This is a living heritage, whereby at times people come, join these ladies, they play the drums to evoke the spirits. They serve the wine, the banana wine, and then as they play, when the spirits come and let's say jump on somebody's head, there is a medium who is going to decode the message, the information.
Oh.
And tells you that, this has been the problem and this is how it can be solved.
I see.
It's a bit complicated.
Yeah.
When these people were reconstructing this house, they would get stuck. And I would tease them that, what do you do when you get stuck? When you run out of ideas, what do you do? They told me, we have to spend some nights sleeping, and then the dead, the ancestors will come and on our heads and then direct us what to do. Then you find them working.
So when there was a fire a few years ago, the whole thing was burned down.
Everything, it was actually, I would say nothing was saved from the fire.
Wow.
It was too much fire.
Yeah.
We almost lost everything.
Only
What caused the
one
fire?
building.
We don't know the cause. We think it was not an accident.
Oh.
And the report, actually investigations were carried out, and the report is still with the president. We don't know what is in the report. But we
what's the
think,
reason? Obviously it's not easy to burn this place down.
we are wondering, why would somebody do
Exactly.
this?
Yeah.
And
It's such a nice place.
terrorist group that came out and claim, because they claim such acts
Yeah.
No one ever claimed this fire. So we really don't know up to now.
This is not easy to burn this place down. You need diesel or kerosene, petrol. It's planned, you know.
Yeah,
It's
it was
not
planned.
It's not so easy to burn.
That's why you say it wasn't an accident. Because the arsonist, probably he knew the geography of the place.
Definitely, yes.
And they have 2 guards. So how did they come
these
in?
have just car. Yeah, these old men sleep on the other side.
Yeah.
But the fire started at 8:30 in
At
the
night. Oh.
So these are local materials that catch fire so easily within no time. The thing was gone. And women who were inside hardly knew how to use the fire extinguishers. You know. But this time around, they get fire trainings and drills.
Yeah.
And we have the
And I
smoke
see the fire
detectors,
detector. Yeah, so
detectors, we have fire extinguishers. Outside you're going to see there are lots of hydrants.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. But I like it. I never been to a place like this before.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
This is-
Very nice.
And we are almost there. Thank God that we have been able to restore Kasubi to its former glory.
Yes.
Because I was here, I think I took the visitors that day when it burnt down, 16th March 2010. And then in the morning when I came back, because I slept very far, it was like
Very sad.
everything is gone. I
Yeah.
think it's one of the saddest moments in my life.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel sad too for such heritage to be burnt.
You understand?
Yeah.
So it's
Okay.
then I'll take you somewhere. There are some pictures showing the steps of restoration.
Okay.
This time round we have documented, and in 1938 we never documented. So this time we are lucky.
What is the hay for?
Yeah, this is what I told you, that we shall put it on the floor
Oh,
to cover up this cement.
when
And
it's
then
ready.
on top of it. Yeah, these are the final stages. Burn throughout the Kabaka's life. We stop the fire when we do not have a king. And you can smell it. It's on. It is covered in ashes. And then there is a little smoke that comes out. Can you smell?
Yes.
Yeah, even there is that little smoke trying to come out. So it's on, and then the caretaker is from the Cardon Blue clan.
Cordon bleu?
Yes.
You mean like the
Small bird that makes a lot of noise. So people from that clan, that's their symbol, and they provide, they give us the caretakers. They use slow burning wood. This is slow burning wood. But as long as there is fire, then the king's there. It's okay. Yeah, you can see, you have seen the smoke.
So you had a big ceremony, isn't it? A symbolic ceremony to celebrate your king here. Big thing. It was on documentedly
It is.
with all
The
the
king
dances.
he heads over 8 million Buganda. This is the largest ethnic tribe in the country.
The big.
And whatever touches him, it touches us.
Oh, wonderful.
So, it's our identity.
Is there a restroom around here?
Yes. Before fire, this is how the house looked like. Then after fire, it's when people saw that the house, it had modern materials in it, and the steel was exposed and being twisted. But it burnt down on 16th March 2010.
Yeah.
We don't know whether it was a coincidence, because this is the same date. In 1938, it was reconstructed. And the kingdom decided to go back to this shape. Now, inside, We are almost there because this was before fire. Then some of the symbolic widows.
So are they the princess from the clan?
Yeah,
The symbolic widows?
they come from the families of the original wives. If let's say the original wife occupied this house,
Yeah.
we shall always go back to her family and get somebody to represent her. This is why I said some are fifth generation, right from the original wives. People have to understand the craft. You know, they digested and they looked at the available houses, and then they had to sit and conceptualize and see what they were going to do. So then 1897 gave them a clear picture of the original house. Then we never had, like kings would have their houses on tops of hills, no cars, but the roads were well maintained and they were big enough. Then today, you can see the pressure, the buildings around this place. Being the UNESCO site, 64 acres. They're okay, no one has ever encroached on it. And they also put the steel from Germany, then coated it with a fireproof paint, and the work began. The work began.
Okay.
So people began sorting and cleaning the local materials that we use. Many people learned on job. These are young men who were ready to learn on job with many mistakes, but they will always redo and redo until they perfected. And time came when they were done with the weaving, and the experts had to climb up. You know, it has a basket-like ceiling on the inside, then outside where the thatch sits. So these are the two layers, the first layer, then the second layer on top. Yes, now people can do a good job. Firstly, these old people do these works on the traditional cloth. The black cloth. That's Buganda traditional dance. These are ladies from the market. This is our food. The babies in the back. And these are musical instruments. People from northern Uganda. That's a happy family when the father and the mother work together. That's a Kalawanu. And they from the market. Yeah, people don't like colors. That's animals. There are chiefs sipping from a common pot. They take the beer from one pot. Uganda elephants. These are mama bringing water. Then,
very nice.
Again. And because most people take these as travelers, we don't frame them. We roll. When you reach home, you iron. The national birds are the crested cranes. These are Uganda. Somebody
I saw it on your flag.
And they stay together for life. They are monogamous. Then lastly, these are bigger size. But it is something you can take home when
gorilla.
That we have the gorillas and the national birds. It is something you can take home when you're 100% sure from Uganda. It shows the Uganda animals. Then here. Oh, this is the favorite, the food. How women put on, how men put on, and we have all these types of foods. So somebody rolls this, and these are acrylic colors. Then the stories, it's a story that. Hello. Okay. It's a story that talks about the food, water, and wildlife in Uganda. So the prices are negotiable if you want to take something to remind you of this beautiful country. Yeah, these are things that you can take home. After giving it a nice frame, then you tell them this is the Buganda, the Ugandan background.
Yeah.
People in the kingdom discovered it. Yeah, the small ones, the prices are really small. Like, recommend that one, it's not bad. About the kingdom and its people. Then this one is also either one of the two. It's not bad about the kingdom, and the kingdom, and this one, the dance.
Oh, okay.
That's how all the people paint on this material.
Buck cloth.
The back.
All the mats, is it?
Buck cloth.
What are you talking about?
It's a painting.
Oh, painting.
Yeah.
That it is something that you can take home from the kingdom. Taking it is easy because you roll like this. Also. Then in a piece of paper, when you go back to Malaysia, then you iron and give it.
It becomes straight.
Yeah.
Okay.
Straight. You give it a good frame. This is what the Buganda used to wear. The communication house,
Okay.
the drummers' court, where we have about 16 drums left, and the set used to be in hundreds. But 1966, when we had issues with the central government, the army, after attacking the Kabaka's palace, they reached here and vandalized some of the drums. Our drums are made out of cow skins and hides. Basically, they are known for communication, and different sounds, they send different messages. Most of the Buganda people, we mastered the tones. Death, we know how to play that. Communal work, we can hear from the drums. When it comes to communication, we use drumsticks, and the music, we use the bare hands to control the rhythm. But every Buganda drum must have a small stone on the inside of it. When you shake it, you hear that stone running up and down, and that one, we call it the heart of the drum. And of course, we tell young ones never to sit on the drums, that one day they'll break its heart. So that is how they are protected.
Okay.
The chief drummer comes from the Pangolin clan.
Pangolin.
Pangolin,
Oh.
that small animal that coils.
Yeah.
And he was not supposed to marry. He would live a celibate life. Now, this is the only house up to now. Ladies don't go. So the king warned his wives never to enter the drummer's court. And when you come here, that's why we give you the kanga, to look as a king's wife, as a queen in the palace.
So I cannot go
You
inside.
cannot go. Every lady who comes here is part of our culture.
Oh, but he can go inside.
He can go inside. If he wants to take pictures, he will take
Okay.
pictures inside.
Can you help me take a video?
Is it on?
Yeah.
So the Ganda drums have got a ziggy-zagga design on them. And these two, they announce the death of the royal members. These two small drums are tied together. There is a fake cannon, and this fake cannon, when Queen Victoria sent the original, which was brought by Stanley, the king said, good but too small. So the king ordered his men to forge this wooden one. And the wooden cannon was to scare off the rivals from other kingdoms. So it worked. Now there is this long drum. Usually it is the skin of a monitor lizard. If we fail to get a monitor lizard, we can use a skin of a python. And it controls the music from other drums. Without it in a music set, it is incomplete. So we have people who can play that better for, when it comes to music.
Thank you.